Hi guys, my name is Joshua Clark, and today we're going to learn a little something I like to call graphic design. Now, before we start, does anyone have any graphic design experience? Oh, cool, I see some of you guys know what that is and maybe have a little bit of experience. Awesome. So, graphic design is a broad topic which features many different rules and ideas and can really be stretched out over a huge number of resources. But today, we're going to focus on easy to explain, simple to understand rules that anyone can use to improve their graphic design skills. We all need to create presentations in some form of art sometime during our college career, so these should be applicable to almost any user. Canva. Many designers will tell you to start with Apple products like Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop, and while these are great programs, they're expensive and they make some tasks more difficult than they need to be. Canva is a simple, easy to use program which anyone can pick up if they have a passion for design like myself, and these ground rules will help you or maybe even inspire you to start designing on your own. Using Canva's drag and drop system. Canva's drag and drop system is the bread and butter of their design philosophy. It allows users to place objects on the canvas by dragging their mouse over it and simply placing it where their cursor is. Easy, right? Image balance. In order to look professional, images need to be properly balanced, including spacing around all pieces of the composition. You want each element to be placed with a purpose. The rule of balance applies to almost every design you can think of, and while you can break the rules now and then, it's best to stick with the professional look if you want to make things easier on yourself. Elements. First, we're going to start with elements. Well, an element can be anything. We're going to start with circles, squares, and rectangles. Some images benefit from the use of all shapes, but for the most part you want to stay consistent on which elements you use. If the canvas is a circle, you should mostly stick with circular elements, and if the canvas is a square, stick with mostly rectangular elements. Background. When using the Canva editor, you should always start with a blank square and choose any color background you wish. I took these colors from the elements I created with my internship at URI. These use the school colors of white, light blue, navy blue, and gold, but you can use any color you want. Complementary colors. Certain colors just look better together. Inside Designs explains it as, examples of complementary color combinations are red and green, yellow and purple, orange and blue, and green and magenta. Complementary color combos tend to be bold, which is why sports teams often use their formula when creating their logo. Text. Most compositions feature text at some point in their design. Here we see my idea of a design which is perfect for this example because it uses the same elements that were on the screen, including a white circle which I made slightly bigger than the original logo that I was presented with. Putting it all together. I took the logo, put a white circle behind it, stretched out the navy rectangle to separate the image from the background, along with white text and a little gold circle, rounded circle underneath displaying the link to sign up. Different sizes for different platforms. Now each platform you post to, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, or any other format you wish, they all have different sizes. For this project I went with Instagram, which is 1080 by 1080 square. Their stories are 1080 by 980. It's just some numbers you can pick when designing the image, and it can easily be accessed with Canva and any sort of ideas you have. So some other advice I can say is focus on one product at a time. I have ADHD, and while I like to multitask and do many tasks at the same time, so my brain releases the dopamine, it's important to focus on a simple composition. That way your ideas stay coherent and do not kind of leak into other designs. Lastly, if you're struggling with the concept or idea, remember that it's important to take breaks, and we cannot be creative at all times. If it is something you waited to the last minute to do, you will most likely push yourself and have a creative burnout. Bonus info. Use these skills to design your own things. Back in 2019, I designed these for my now defunct clothing brand, which was ultimately a failure due to the lack of funding, but this experience was all made on Teespring, which uses a design system similar to Canva, but for clothing. I created this before I even went to URI, so I could make even better designs now if I put my mind to it. Remember, y'all, while it sounds cliche, you can do anything you put your mind to, and we're all capable of greatness.